going on, guys? It's Ace here. Today I'm beginning a new series. Don't know how long it's gonna go. I don't know if it'll continue the next season, but I do know I'm gonna continue it around Christmas time. It's gonna be a Leafs fan reaction. So basically, the Stanley Cup Qualifier playoffs have just begun. They begun on August 1st. Today we are August 3rd, and the Leafs played last night, August 2nd, against the Columbus Blue Jackets, lost 2-0. I'll be giving you a small recap on the game, and then my thoughts on the game and what we should bring to the table next time. So basically, the first two periods were a hell of a battle. Referees weren't calling much. I don't want to say just because my team lost that the goal was the referee's fault, because I'm not saying that. It was just Columbus had two hand pass back-to-back shifts and a third one, I believe, in the second period, if I'm not mistaken. Sometimes offsides weren't called, or they were like a bit bogus. I know it's playoff hockey and you let the boys play, but there should have been a couple easy calls on Columbus. But I'll get to those in a minute. But basically, first period was just an all-out battle. Both teams were very even. The second period comes along, and like the Leafs take a weak penalty, like it was so weak compared to the stuff that had been going on beforehand. Like, you know what, you live with it. And we kept battling. And beginning of the third period, great first shift. Kim Atkinson catches us on a bad change on a one-on-one with Morgan Riley, and he sniped it past Freddie. And then the Leafs just spent the rest of the period climbing back up. Could not get anything done. Columbus was just shutting them down defensively. Couldn't let the Leafs get any offensive opportunities. So it was very difficult for our team in that. And then with about, like, I want to say 20 seconds left, if I'm not mistaken. Who was it? It was somebody on Columbus, obviously, put in an empty netter and sealed the deal with like 20 seconds to go. And it was just tough, and I was getting a bit frustrated during this game, not because the Leafs were losing and being classic Leafs and choking. Like, I'm a diehard Leafs fan, but I mean, the classic Leafs, you gotta expect them to show up every once in a while, right? Like last night, we should have 3-0'd this series. But the reason we might not even win the series is because John Tortorella, coach of the Columbus Blue Jackets, is a hell of a coach. He's great at coaching a physical, aggressive team that really plays against the Leafs style of skill and speed. And it caught them off guard last night, I guess. But yeah, well, they had a practice today to figure it out, and the game back up tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm really looking forward to that, and hoping that some of the things I want them to change will change. I'm try not to go on a big long tangent. I'm just gonna try to keep this short and sweet. But basically, our top 6 forwards, Austin Matthews, William Nylander, Zach Hyman, Ilya Mikheyev, Mitch Marner, and John Tavares, did not show up. Matthews did very good out of those guys, getting the most opportunities and stuff, but he's mostly getting shut down by Seth Jones and Zach Werenski, the top D pair, and Pierre-Luc Dubois, the centerman, top centerman on the Blue Jackets. Everyone was just getting shut down, but then all our star players just didn't look like themselves. Like it's like everyone has a bad game, and the Leafs were playing bad because 1, you got the media in Toronto, 2, you got a young team that's trying to figure this out, 3, you have the pressure. 4, you're playing the team that swept the best team in the league last year after just squeezing into the playoffs. And also you got nerves. It's your first game back since March, and you're just trying to figure everything out still. And I think that was part of the reason that led to our loss. And it's like the 5 guys I'm using right now. Alex Kerfoot, Kasperi Kapanen, Nick Robertson, Morgan Riley, and Justin Hall were the 5 best players in my mind on the Toronto Maple Leafs last night. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but this was the 3rd line on the team, and they busted their asses. Nick Robertson, 18 years old, 5'9". He never gave up on a shift. Never. He played his ass off every shift. Kerfoot, he's a bit of an older guy. Used to play on, or not older, but like 25-ish, so like older than Robertson is what I'm trying to get at. You know, obviously older than 25. I'm wrong with that. He's the same age as Riley. And he had a hell of a game, kept battling. His speed was amazing to watch. Same with Robertson. Then Kapanen was just being great support on that line, and it was amazing to see. And then Justin Hall had a great game. Morgan Riley, lots of ice time, made good use of it, did the best he could for the team. And then Freddie Anderson, he can't see, he's my goalie, held us in the game, man. Freddie's going to hold us in every game. I don't care how many people hate on him. He's going to be the one that's going to hold the Leafs in. And I was disappointed with Nylander's game. He reminded me of the 18-19 season Nylander, of just kind of not really present. Like, he was there, but he wasn't there. His spirit wasn't there. And that was just a bit frustrating to watch, because sometimes him and Matthews Even though Matthews had a great game, we're space getting. Zach Hyman just couldn't play off his great grinder game against a great grinding team coached by John Tortorella. The Tavares, Marner, Mikheyev line, just very quiet. None of them played like themselves. Marner wasn't making the greatest decisions. He's my favorite player, and I'm able to point those out easily. Johnny T looked rough. He just didn't look like he was having a great time. Mikheyev got a lacerated wrist, I believe, in like January or December, so he hasn't played in like 8 months. And it was just a tough game for him as well. I'm not playing in 8 months. Our fourth line didn't get much in the rotation. I was a bit disappointed because I thought for a fourth line, they were doing alright. Like, they were cycling it in deep, they were keeping the offensive shifts going, they were playing good in the defensive end. But they weren't much in the rotation after the first 2 periods. Well, after Columbus scored, they didn't see any ice time in the third. Our defense, I don't think any of our defense actually played a bad game. I think just Jake Muzzin had a bit of a rough game. It wasn't his best showing. Cody Ceci was very quiet, didn't notice him much. When Dermott did get ice time, I thought he used it exceptionally well. He played well with the ice time he was given. Justin Hall, Morgan Riley obviously were very, very good. And Tyson Barrie, he was good in the offensive zone, but I didn't notice him much in the D zone. In our offensive zone, we were just constantly getting shut down. We couldn't really get around the D much and force good opportunities on net. And we were trying. Like, not saying the boys didn't try, but like they didn't show up offensively. It was almost as if they kind of gave up as soon as they realized they couldn't. Except for this third line, they kept pushing all game. I wanted to see them more in the rotation, but the top 6 forwards kept getting played, and I didn't think they deserved it during the game. To the D zone. So in the defensive end, we have this strategy where I'm just going to skip back to my end. A Columbus player will have the puck anytime below the hash mark right here, across the other side, anything below this area. All 5 of our guys crashed right in front of like where Kerfoot is standing right now, where I'm skating around with them. All crashed right in there. And I thought that's how all the goals were going to go in on us. Like, that might be the new strategy we're rocking. And, you know, kudos to Keith for, like, getting a new strategy. You don't see it before. But I was just getting a bit nervous because when you have all 5 guys, and as soon as that puck went out to the point, the wingers weren't hustling to get out there. And we were hemmed in our D zone a lot. Well, not a lot, but, like, for long stretches of time where that would be the case. The wingers couldn't get out to the D, and then they wouldn't make good decisions with the puck when they got it up on the hash marks and the boards. And then the D, sometimes we would get caught with 3 in the corner, and then our 2 wingers would be up high, the puck would go out front, all 5 guys would crash the net. And it was impeding Freddie's space. Freddie handled it very well. They had a very good night, made some amazing stops for the team. And yeah, and I'm going to try not to keep this too long, but Pierre Engvall was not in the lineup, and I believe he should have been. He's got size and he's got speed, so that's what you want. And I think that the Leafs should scratch, me and my brother were talking, we think the Leafs should scratch one of their top 6 forwards just for tomorrow night, play Engvall, rotate the lines around in that position, and just see, because Engvall's a younger guy too. Keith brought him up as soon as Babcock got fired and he was named head coach. I think Engvall's a great player. He's got amazing speed and he's got size. So he could easily take Gautier's place on that 4th line too. But Gauthier, he didn't have a bad game. He wasn't out there much with the 4th line, but I thought he played a pretty good game when he was. His speed has come a long way. I thought he was pretty quick out there. And I know I keep just talking about individual players, and this is probably going on for a very long time, but something that the Blue Jackets won't expect is this 3rd line. Despite how much they were cycling and just putting the pressure on the Blue Jackets, they didn't score, but Blue Jackets are mainly going to be focusing on the top 6 Leafs. And all those players I mentioned just a few minutes ago. If you start this is what I want the Leafs to do. Start Kerfoot, Kapanen, and Robertson. You get Kerfoot to win the draw, you get pucks in deep, and you cycle. You set up a cycle game, you force an icing, you force a penalty, you force some sort of whistle in where, you know, you can get the possession. And then because Matthews had an alright game, like he played alright, he had chances, you put his line out there. And you just get them to have a really offensive shift, and then you follow it up with either to the Tavares line, or maybe even the Gauthier line, and try to get like a physical shift into that Gauthier line as soon as you put it out. Or if you're the Tavares line, you try to keep on pouring that offensive push. And with the D rotations, I thought our D rotations were very good. None of our D were playing bad. Sometimes there was bad decisions made, like pucks going out in front of the net, pucks being shot out when they should have been held on to, pucks being held on to when they should have been shot out. Like, it was just, I get it. First game back, nerves, literally everything like that. I understand. But, like, I just really hope we can make some changes. It's because we know how Columbus plays now. I can tell from the first 10 minutes of the game. and be able to tell you their style of play. It's very physical, aggressive, grinding, cycling. You know, not a lot of flashy offensive skills. So if the Leafs can just wake up a little bit, get past the nerves, and use their speed, we're a fast team. Like Kerfoot's speed last night is amazing. I think Nick Robertson's very fast. Marner's pretty quick. Mikheyev is fast. Zach Hyman's a good grinder in the corners. Matthews' speed has come a long way. Who haven't I mentioned? Kapanen's fast, if I hadn't already said that. Our D are like bigger and can play the body too, so we can handle that in the corners in the defensive end, and get our smaller, quicker guys to get in the corners in the O zone and grind that puck away. Because Nick Robertson, great job in the corners last night. And yeah, this is going on way longer than I wanted to, but let's hope we can turn this around for Game 3. I don't think the Leafs played awfully. I just think we could have had a much better game. And just some of the things I'm thinking of right now could have made the game a lot better. Also, don't want to resort to the rest again, but the rest need to make some more calls. I mean, there's this one point when this guy was like on top of Nick Robertson in a horse rider stance, and Nick Robertson was on the ground trying to get up, and it was maybe like 10 or 15 seconds of the guy just standing over top of him, not letting him get up. And that should have been interference, and it was behind the play too, but the camera was still on it. And it's just Robertson was just lying on the ice, and he couldn't get up because this guy just kept him there. And the ref was watching too, which is where I got angry, because he saw it. There was no denying that he saw it. So hopefully we get some better refs, we fix our strategies up, we learn how Columbus plays, and we're going to be able to battle back against them in Game 2, take the win, and tie up the series. So I just thought I'd bring something different to the table for you guys. I really wanted to do this video, and for the rest of the series too, just to share my thoughts, because I'm a very diehard, passionate Leafs fan, and I want to say that I have good hockey IQ and good hockey awareness to be able to point some things out like that. For people who are about to watch this and do not know what I'm talking about, just leave a comment. I'll try to, if it's something you didn't understand, I'll try to go into more depth with it. I'm trying to make this quick so it's not forever. I'm not going to edit it. So yeah, if you liked it, drop us a like. Tiny channel over here, trying to grow. Press that subscribe button. Another video like this coming on the 5th after Game 2. Fortnite video coming soon. NHL videos coming soon. Streams over on Twitch. Ace_Aqua93. Description. Sorry about my Snapchat right there. Description down below will be holding my Twitch. Go subscribe to our clan channel too if I do decide to put that in the description. Yeah, expect Assassin's Creed content, Shell content, Fortnite content, maybe some Apex content coming soon. So thank you guys for watching.